All right, Diamond Phil. So, congratulating you. I thought it was a really great movie. I remember seeing this story and living it and seeing it on the news. What was it like for you guys to be able to tell it?
There's a huge responsibility. You know, I mean, it's a story that the world thinks they know. And they do, for the most part. They know the headlines. They know the beginning, the middle, the end. What we don't know is the journey. We don't know the details. We don't know all of the different aspects that went into this entire experience, this entire event. And I'm hoping, and we've gotten some really great feedback, that we've achieved that. You know, that we fill in the blanks, that we put a face on these individuals, that we tell the story that's happening above ground, that we investigate, you know, the political ramifications, the engineering ramifications of rescuing these guys. I mean, there's so many aspects of this story that are absolutely compelling.
When you look, obviously, we know there were 33 guys, but we didn't know who they were. Talk to me about, for you and the cast, how were you guys working in terms of trying to humanize them?
There are a few characters that obviously just jump out because of the strength of their personalities. Mario Sepulveda being one of them. You know, my friend Jacob Vargas, who plays, you know, Edison Pena, Elvis. Yep. You know, the Pastor. And these are not stock characters. These are real guys with real personalities. And then there's Don Lucho, you know, my character, who is the ship supervisor, perhaps the most intelligent man in the mine. He knows the mine backwards and forwards. And, you know, I'm given the an unenviable task of being the naysayer at times, of being the pessimist. But it's only because he knew the realities of their situation. He knew the astronomical odds against their survival. And it's interesting because, yes, there are 33 guys. You can't, without doing a mini-series, tell 33 stories.
Right.
So many of us were tasked with representing the miners as a whole. And that desperation, that fear, that doubt is certainly something that became part and parcel of what Don Lucho came to represent.
With Don Lucho, he's a reluctant leader, and obviously, in many ways, he ends up deferring to Super Mario. Talk to me about that balance in terms of bringing that character, because he is highly intelligent, but at the same time, he's at times afraid to be able to really use that intelligence and show courage.
In meeting the real Don Lucho, I was incredibly impressed with this man's quiet dignity, with his reserve, and it's not something that a Hollywood writer would have created. They would have created a foil, this antagonist to Mario Sepulveda's hero, and you know, that just wasn't the reality. We have a man who is the boss, but at the same time is not confrontational about it. He would not let himself be drawn into this petty fight over the survival. And in a weird way, that allowed the stronger personality of Mario Sepulveda to take over, to be the cheerleader, to be the one who was filled with blind optimism and faith. Whereas I don't think that Lucho ever lost his faith. I don't think he ever lost hope, but he was very, very aware of the realities. He was a pragmatist, a realist, and without bringing everybody down, there were times when that desperation, that doubt could only manifest itself in the anxiety that he knew that all of them were feeling.